What's up, everyone? My name is Colin Moriarty. I'm senior editor of IGN. I'm here with David Ballard of Naughty Dog, and we're here to show you some of the design philosophies, some of the cool little Easter eggs, and some thoughts behind the maps and the multiplayer modes of The Last of Us, which Mr. Ballard was instrumental in creating. So, David, let's get into it. And we're here at the high school, which is, I think, for me, the scariest map to play on.
Oh, man, I love this map. Yeah, so right off the bat, I'll just say this is a fun map for me because I drew a lot of the inspiration for this map off my own high school and my own experiences. It's not, the layout's not based off my high school. I didn't want anybody running through my high school shooting people. That's not cool.
Right.
But a lot of the cool inspiration, taken. In fact, actually, even the mascot, the eagle, as my high school is the Eagles. So. Yeah, right off the bat, I'll just say that this map didn't have to go through a lot of iteration. I kind of just, this is one of the last maps I designed, and I knew, a lot of what our core gameplay experiences were and how to achieve them. And this one just kind of flowed naturally, and I really enjoyed making this. And it seems to be a really big favorite of the fans. And just so much types of experiences happen on this map. So many types of gameplay encounters and combat and defensible strategies and whatnot. And so I think this is one of my really good successes, and I'm really proud of this map. Talking a little bit about the strategy itself. This map originally started a little bit smaller, but then we added some interesting parts to it to make it a little bit bigger. But it's pretty straightforward, and because of the upstairs and downstairs nature of it, it creates some interesting. Like when you see that dot on the radar, you don't know where it is, and so it's like, oh, where is that? And we try to create really interesting gameplay through that matter. One thing we did, to start off, one side of the base is the gym, the other side here is the library. Very defendable. This is a good space to come back to if you're being attacked, but of course you can get flanked from these side routes. I've seen a lot of really fun gameplay back here, actually, when there's like a last man standing
in the
back
stacks here, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. These crawl spaces up here were very inspired, through trying to get some really dark settings and moods. You can see over here we have, obviously, like, people were living here and, these crawl spaces and whatnot, and we try to tell stories with every map we have and whatnot, and, trying to capture the single player experience and mood and setting. And obviously this map did not take place at night in single player, so we changed that up a bit and try to get some more interesting stuff. Obviously the layout is very different from the single player, but I think it worked a lot.
Well, real quick, I find it interesting you said that the map started smaller and got bigger, and that seems to be contrary to most of your experiences, right, with the other maps where they started bigger and had to get smaller. So is this map always kind of created in order to kind of force confrontation? Because that's kind of the way I feel about this map, is that it's almost like this is the quickest to fire for me on any map. And I don't know if that's what you guys found in your own tests.
Well, the main difference between this map and most of the other maps is that this is mainly an interior map, right? You have these hallways and these corridors, and everything's really tight, and you don't have a lot of space to run and whatnot. So you have these corridors that you have to go through, and so it creates a lot of tension.
That lighting, by the way, is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Gabe Betancourt. He did an amazing job on the lighting. And also shout out to Johnny Chen and Adam Marquise for doing an amazing job on the art that I used to help create this map. But yeah, the tension, and that's big. That's a big buzzword that was constantly used by Bruce Stray, the game director, to make sure, and Aaron, and lead multiplayer designer Aaron Daly, to make sure that we had tension in this map and tension in the multiplayer, and to really make our multiplayer stand out from other multiplayers. And the tonal, deadly vibe of our single player experience comes through in our multiplayer, and I think that's really important. That and our maps and our map designs have to make sure that they reinforce that, that experience, that feeling,
So this outdoor area, didn't spend too much time out here. Felt really vulnerable out here. This outdoor area for me represented a total juxtaposition to the rest of the map, in the sense that, like you were saying, it's tight. You're always in danger. There's ways for you to get flanked. This being outside felt so different than that. And it's just this little area, and I never wanted to come out here. How do you guys kind of find people play out here? Because it seems like you're so vulnerable, just from the windows and from the
absolutely, yeah. So I think an important part about that is it's about it's kind of like a negative space, right? So you have all this positive space of these corridors and all these tight positions. We don't want to give the player a chance to breathe and to get open and to get whatnot. But we don't want them to be out here all the times, because this was actually kind of a larger space at first, the outdoor area, and we found that people were just staying out here, and all the gameplay was out here. So we were like, no, we want players to go all around. So we made it a little bit more vulnerable and whatnot. And because if you're just out here the entire game, like there's so much rest of the map that's to be used for combat and everything. So and that's kind of the point of that. But there's also just so much like there's these large buses that you can hide around and you can go inside of and snipe from. And so there's a lot of options out here. And if somebody's sniping up top on this awning, you can go underneath it and sneak around and come up and flank them. So yeah, the exterior area is definitely a very strategic place and very important place, and the combat here definitely gets a little bit more long gunning, long shooting, and also I see a lot of item play out here too. I see a lot of people throwing bombs and Molotovs and smoke bombs and everything.
Yeah, that's the way I feel out here on this outdoor area, because that box in the middle, surrounded by the kind of the wooden protectors or whatever, always has a melee weapon, which I always make a beeline for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people just get you from the back. They get you. I love Molotoving people hiding behind that exhaust, that air conditioner exhaust back there. People like to chill back there.
Yeah.
Hit them with the quick Molotov, get them with the smoke bomb, and shiv them.
Yeah.
A lot of action out here. I really do enjoy this map. This map is tense. Like this map to me really exemplifies the tenseness, I think, of the single player campaign the best.
That's awesome.
So any other kind of cool little things that you want to show us, Easter eggs, philosophies, anything of this nature?
Yeah, just a few little quick notes. One of the fun things we did is that we obviously like in a high school you have teachers' names on the doors and their room numbers and stuff. So we put a lot of our coworkers' names on here. This is Simon Crackhead. He helped out with a lot of the multiplayer stuff. So yeah, you'll find a lot of Easter eggs with names like that on there. Little tidbit, like I said, each of these maps goes through hundreds of iterations, like small ones. One of the biggest ones for this one was that these walls did not exist originally. These were railings, and so there was a lot of interesting gunplay. You could shoot to the other side over there. There was a lot of gunplay, but we found it was too much shooting, and there wasn't enough tension and a lot of, wasn't enough stealth going on. So we erected these walls so that people would have to be forced to be able to move and whatnot. Another little tidbit is that this entire path back here didn't exist. There was a wall, like where this column is, this entire wall was just walled off, and you had to go outside. And we saw that was another reason why a lot of people went outside. So we added these hallways down here to create new paths that allowed the flow for people to move faster to the other sides, so they didn't have to always go upstairs or outside. And that I think helped the map significantly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing it to us. Again, to all the listeners, the readers, the viewers out there, definitely play a lot on this map. I love this map, especially in Survivor mode. I think it's quite a lot of fun. Mr. Ballard, thank you for showing it to us. We'll move on to the next map. For all things The Last of Us, keep it tuned to IGN.